Welcome back to another episode of the Youth Academy Road to Glory. We start with the cup final today. It's the Carabao Cup at Wembley against Newcastle United. We then follow that up with the second leg of the Champions League against Borussia Dortmund at the end of the day with a cheeky cup in the FA Cup, or cheeky game, sorry, in the FA Cup away from home against Chelsea, which isn't necessarily that straightforward, is it? And we'll actually be simming City. With the nature of the Premier League table as it is and the fact that we've already won that competition, we are 16 points clear at the top of the table with 12 games to go. We're winning back-to-back Premier Leagues, so we're going to put the emphasis on the cup competitions. You guys have asked that I play every round, or every game in every round in the Champions League, rather than like sim the first leg and play the second, etc., like we have done in the majority of previous years. So we will put the emphasis on the cup football for the rest of the season and ease our emphasis on Premier League football. I'll still play some of the big games. I would have played City, but just with the nature of the fixture list as it's fallen, we won't. Although I might, maybe I do. Maybe we go Newcastle, Chelsea and City today, Dortmund, Tottenham, sim Leicester, sim Newcastle in the league, sim Southampton, but play like Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal. Maybe we do it that way. I'll wait and see what live chat's reaction is to that. We'll go off the Twitch chat for that one. Of course, if you want to come and watch me record these live and see all of the behind the scenes, then do follow the link in the description to the Twitch channel where we are growing ever more. And of course, I record everything that you guys see on YouTube on either YouTube channel live over on Twitch. So it'd be great to have you over live as well. Please do head across and, like I say, you can have your input in real time to the saves whilst we're live over there as well. I also would like to say thank you to Tom for joining the Patreon. Very much appreciate that as well. Thank you very much indeed. At the VIP level, so do make sure that you leave your comment on the Patreon post so I can get all your player details for the new save. And also thank you to Rob for upgrading back to the VIP Patreon tier after downgrading earlier on in the year. I appreciate that as well. And Alf Pappy, if you're watching, I don't know your Twitch handle. I messaged you on Patreon. You need to get back to me within the next few days, otherwise I'm not going to have the opportunity to create your player in time. So Alf Pappy, whatever your name is on Twitch or in real life, please please come and reply to that message on Patreon. I kind of need your feedback. Right, let's go and win a cup, shall we? Be a great way to start today if we can bring back some silverware and push on for more later in the episode. Literally, I don't have any other options I could do for them. Keita, he's their only striker. Noni Madueke is the only other guy that is even remotely close to fitness. Manu is not fit at all, but he'll be on the bench, of course. In midfield, Longstaff is fully fit, but he's 81, so obviously Moretti is better to play there. And they just don't have any other players that I could use. So Newcastle are going to be very, very fatigued for this next game, unfortunately. And it's a bit out of my control there. I'll show you their lineup here then, rather than in the actual game itself with the menus. We'll throw Corin in goal, because I've forgotten to do that for a couple of recent games. Outside of that, I don't think I'm going to make any more changes. Edwards is now 93. Stevens is now 88. Da Costa is now 87. So there's continued growth throughout the squad. Maybe let's give Nacho a game ahead of Salinas, shall we? Although if I can bring Kai Connick on at any point, then you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to bring Kai Connick on to lift another piece of silverware. Right, let's go and play Newcastle. Stepped in with Patrick Guy though. I have a funny feeling this might be one of the easiest cup finals we will ever play in our entire career. Provided, when we do get the opportunities, that we actually take them. They've got Will Hillier in goal, of course, who's been tremendously unlucky against us in goal for Newcastle in his time at the club. He'll be hoping for better fortunes here on this occasion, but with such a fatigued team in front of him, I don't know, really, as he's going to stand much chance, nor really any of his teammates going to stand much chance of doing anything. I don't know why they're all as tired as they are. Maybe because their squad is just so small and they've been on cup runs that they just quite simply can't cope with the amount of fixtures that are being played. Looking for Nacho in the middle, cleared away by Brandon Bolton. And they have such little squad depth, they don't even have people that they can sub on that are fully fit. Even the alternative options on the bench are just as tired as those that are in the starting lineup. Here, they are a mess, Newcastle United. So how they made it to this cup final is perhaps a bit of a mystery, but they'll try their best, even if their best is almost certainly not going to be even remotely close to good enough. It's Trincao. He's got the option down the line. He will use it, but I think he just went offside there for Tazy. He hadn't. And Stevens is required to win that header in the middle. And Jack does the same. Newcastle pressing hard. It's not going to do them any favours later in the game, is it? They are just going to be dead on their feet. Nacho Salinas trying to find some space to find a defence splitting through ball was the plan. They at the minute can't get past my defence to even have a shot on goal, let alone do anything actually dangerous of going in. Edwards. Ronaldo chop maybe. Does well. Could have passed it. Tried to squeeze the shot away. And still, despite Newcastle's fatigue, they are holding on relatively well so far. I haven't really drawn Mr. Hillier in goal into any saves really yet. Keita is the Sadio Mane regen, of course. Now playing up top for Newcastle, but can't finish. De Silva. Just delayed a little bit with that pass. And that's made this a little bit awkward now because he's out of position. Because Navarrette's out of position because Navarrete pushed on the overlap. Keita trying to find a teammate. Finds Trincao, winds up for the shot and puts it wide on the other side of the goal now. Newcastle are starting to have a couple of chances here. I cannot afford to get complacent and just expect to, at some point, walk around their defence because they're so tired. We're going to have to make sure we do things professionally and go about it the right way. Otherwise, we could get unstuck and it would be a little bit embarrassing if we do end up losing this cup final. 0-0 at half-time, all to play for. And you see the run that Nacho's making, but he is going to get there. It's a mistake from the defender, and Sagnon can't keep up here, and Nacho will just tuck this back. And Fleming, there you go! They worked so hard, Newcastle, and in the end, it was just a fatigued mistake. Tired minds, tired legs. Stolen it away from him there, Nacho Salinas, and he gets the assist. Alex Fleming is the man that gets the goal, and that might be all we need to win this trophy. Unfortunately for them, those changes are probably just as tired as the men that have come off for them. Nacho's in the box again. Fleming for a second. The two of them doing very, very well indeed. Annoyingly, I didn't put Kai Connick on the bench. So I couldn't bring him on for Nacho to give him the moment in the sun at Wembley. If we get to the FA Cup final, I'll definitely remember to do that, and the Champions League final as well. We find ourselves 2-0 up now, and it's that partnership again of Nacho and Fleming, and Newcastle are done for. Well, there you have it. 2 Alex Fleming second half goals give us our second piece of silverware in the save. With a 2-0 win, the Carabao Cup is coming to Patreon Park this season, and we will very much enjoy that. But we are not done for the season. Premier League looks more likely than in any save ever before. The Champions League is still very much something we'd love to win this year, and the FA Cup is still going to be difficult to win with all of the big Premier League sides still in it. But we can beat them in the league, which means surely we can beat them in the Cup. Do we want to watch the Carabao Cup being lifted? I guess we will. Corin gets himself onto the stage. Nacho Salinas could have had himself a goal. Got 2 assists though. There's our match winner. And it's going to be Tommy Edwards to lift the trophy. I always enjoy seeing that sort of colour ribbons on a trophy when I'm recording a FIFA save. It normally means I'm doing it with Cambridge. We will have Cambridge United content back for FC24 and probably on FM as well on the second channel. But for now, Carabao Cup done. Trophy 1 of 4 ticked and in the trophy cabinet. Now let's go and get 3 more. 1 domestic cup competition ticked off. The next one on its way, hopefully. Round of 16 tie against Chelsea. You can see the strength of their starting lineup, though. Costa, Chilwell, Laporte, Simakan James, Marcos Antonio Ugarte, Bardanzi, Dembele, Barnes, Cutter, Patreon player, and Lautaro Martinez up top. Corin in goal. Other than that, the outfield 10 is absolutely as strong as I could possibly put out. It would need to be here against the fully fit Chelsea side. They are very, very good indeed, and we've been caught out by them more than once in this save, although Ousmane Dembele's got himself caught out right off the bat with a yellow card after 2 minutes. Lenny Stevens in there. His footwork is just continually getting better and better as he grows. Lenny Stevens. Salihovic into Fleming. It's Salihovic and Fleming this time. Oh dear. It was the other blonde striker, Nacho Salinas, and Fleming in the Carabao Cup, but that really didn't work for Alex on this occasion, did it? Lautaro, ooh, that was a bit tasty. Marcos Antonio kicks that straight at Ben Jack, though. Uncharacteristically, so far, Reece James has been very good positionally and hasn't thrown himself forward. As it happens, we have still gotten him behind the Chelsea line. And Senor Faris Salihovic does what he does, which is back of the net. It's typical that I praised Reece James for being good positionally and not throwing himself forward and getting caught too far up the pitch. But then he still didn't defend very well. Despite being in the right position, he didn't close the man down, and we still ended up scoring. And we might score again here, although Salihovic is going to have his work cut out against so many people. Can we replicate the goal that we scored against Wolves? No, we absolutely cannot. He buried it in a very similar fashion against Wolves into the bottom corner, but that was well into the stand. Ousmane Dembele, James, and Marcos Antonio. Nice ball out wide. Dembele on a yellow, trying to add to that with a goal or an assist. Not another yellow card, but Coran holds on nicely. Mansfield 1-0 up against Everton at half-time. Spurs being held by Bristol City, but certainly the scoreline at Field Mill after 45 minutes is the shock result there in the round of 16 of the FA Cup. Mansfield on a hell of a cup run so far. Already knocked out Premier League opposition, I think, in the previous round. And now looking to do so again in this round. 45 minutes between us and another cup quarter-final. Round of 16 of the FA Cup, followed by the round of 16 of the Champions League, and hopefully quarters in both by the end of today. So far, so good. Forward to Fleming. Nice. That's just really good from Fleming. Nodded up. Holy moly, Salihovic. I wanted a header after the way he scored his header against Wolves the other day. Was it Fulham? Might have been Fulham, actually. The other side of West London for Chelsea. But, oof. I didn't expect the overhead kick. I don't think he expected the overhead kick. Didn't quite get the timing right on it, and it went well into the stand again. Stevens down the line into Fleming. One. Ow, this is just routine now for Faris Salihovic. You get in that position and you know what's going to happen. You can put as much faith in front of goal in Faris Salihovic as you would Lionel Messi at the peak of his career. You just know it's going in on that left foot. Cuts around the corner. Baldanzi stands it up. Lautaro's header is on target. A little bit of a camera save from Coran. He could have just taken an extra step to his left and caught it. Baldanzi off. Yusuf En-Nesyri on. That's a striker for a cam. I wonder if they've changed formation with that. They're going to throw him up top with Lautaro Martinez. Actually, last time we played Chelsea, they ended up putting Lautaro out wide at right wing with En-Nesyri at strike. I wonder if they'll do that this time as well. Seems like they're up top together, doesn't it, judging by the position of the players on the field. 15 minutes to go here, and with extra strike power on the pitch, they will be more dangerous going forward, but it means that there's less players in midfield to try and stop us breaking through. So we could just go up the other end and add a third of our own. And seal, actually, Salihovic scored the first and second so far, hasn't he? I need a hat-trick in the FA Cup to complete the fan objective. Faris, you've got 13 minutes, pal. Cutter. Oh, that's nice. In the way can we be? No. In the way can the post be? Yes. Chelsea very nearly giving us a bit of a nervy final few minutes here. Salihovic to Leao da Silva, and down the line we go. Now, I want Salihovic to get forward here because I want that FA Cup hat-trick for the objective, so I'll get it back to him, and that's what happens when you force the play sometimes. It just doesn't quite work the way you want it to. It'll be 2-0 here against Chelsea, despite their attempts to fight back and get a consolation. We could still. Faris, run. Run, Faris. It took so long to actually bloody move. All right, fine. 2-0 against Chelsea in the quarter-final. Or, sorry, in the round of 16 of the FA Cup. And we will be through to the quarter-finals relatively straightforwardly. No FA Cup hat-trick yet for Faris Salihovic, but hopefully he's still got 3 rounds to do it. Quarter-final, semi-final, final itself. We'll see what happens and who we get in the next round. I'm intrigued to see if Mansfield actually held on at half-time against Everton and were able... Oh, they're going to go to extra time. And Spurs have been taken to extra time by Bristol City as well. Oh, Spurs beat them on penalties. And Everton beat Mansfield as well, unfortunately, so they go out. Oh, that's such a shame. Never mind. We will sim City, and then we will play Borussia Dortmund in the next round, or the second leg of the current round, actually, of the Champions League. Here we go then. Manchester City away in the Premier League. We are turning our focus basically solely now to the cup competitions until we are out of them, or until we reach the finals and then play them in one-off specials. So we will be simulating every Premier League game for the rest of the season. Not that that's going to stop Faris Salihovic from continuing to score all of the goals he wants to score. 1-0 up inside 9 minutes. The man is an absolute machine. City equalise. Nicolo Ravella's the man to turn it home. 23 minutes played. And currently, we're not getting another victory. Nice. Come on. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And it's Faris as well. 2 for him, 2 for us. Back in front at the Etihad. And hopefully holding on for 3 points now. Don't let them score. Don't let them score. Let's keep this season, remarkable season going. We will do. They make a foul. And the final whistle will sound here. It's another victory in the Premier League for us. It's another 2 goals for Faris Salihovic. And continually we march on towards a Premier League title. We've won all but 3 games of this season so far in the Premier League. 1 defeat, 2 draws, 24 wins. The gap at the top currently sits at now 19 points. And we have a game in hand. Liverpool have lost again. I think that's potentially 6 straight defeats for Liverpool now. They've lost to Everton. They've lost to Brentford. They lost to Manchester United. They lost to Leicester. That's 4. They lost to Southampton. That's 5. We're going back into January now. 5 straight defeats in the Premier League for Liverpool. And then a draw against Newcastle. And it's not since the game away from against Fulham mid-January since Liverpool won in the Premier League. They have completely fallen off. More so than any other side that I can remember. 5 straight defeats when trying to win a title. Yet, I don't know about you guys. Well, I'm pretty sure you'll agree. That's not title-winning form, is it, really? It's relegation form, losing 5 straight games. Borussia Dortmund line up, I think, exactly the same as the first leg. With Marcus Thuram on the bench to come on if they need an attacking talent. But Erdegaard, Guendouzi, Fagioli, Raspadori, Traore, Molina. And then that English flavour with 2 fullbacks. Gregor Kobel in goal. Couldn't keep a clean sheet in the first leg. We have a 2-goal advantage from the game at Patreon Park. And, well, with the form we've been in, you don't see us losing this one. So all we need to do is draw, and we're good into the quarters. It's a little knock. He's off. He's off. He's off. Find the channel. Oh, did we ever? De Silva. Bing! Calm as you like, Leao De Silva. We're getting in the habit of scoring early goals at the minute, aren't we? That's a number of episodes in a row where we've had at least one, if not multiple games, where we've scored within 10 minutes. We are fast starters at AFC Chesnoid this season. And we're in front again. Raspadori over the top. Here's Molina in behind. He's got the ball square. They've got one back. Martin Erdegaard is the man to give Dortmund some slim hope in this game. It is slim, but hope is hope. But it can be the hope that kills you. And Sisku with a big lofted ball out to Leao De Silva. He couldn't quite get it under control in time. Did say that Hamid Traore picked up an injury for them, but he's already shaken that off. Raspadori was onside there as play continues here, despite calls from my defenders that he had drifted beyond the line. Oh, I was hoping to lift that over the top and get the better of Tyrick Mitchell there, but he's done brilliantly well. And here's Fagioli now. He had an effort or two from range in the first leg that didn't go that well. Molina now trying to do that himself. And, well, again, it didn't go well. Oh, if that ball beats Vitali, Tommy Edwards is just straight up gone. As it happens, Raspadori scores the second for Dortmund, and they really are back in it now. 2-1 on the night, 2-3 on aggregate. We have a 1-goal advantage still, but that advantage is getting slimmer by the moment. 0-0 between Real Madrid and Ajax at half-time in their second leg. Ajax were victorious at the Amsterdam Arena by 3-2. So as it stands, both games that have been played this evening stand at 3-2 on aggregate to the away side. And we hope nothing changes in either, because I'd much rather play Ajax in a latter round than Real Madrid. And obviously we want to get through ourselves. So if no further goals are scored in the Champions League tonight in game, what in the world was that tackle? Then we will be through. It's like he slid and then back-heeled it. He slides in. Yeah, that's mad. Look at that. Slides in and then bunk, back-heels it. That is a truly spectacular tackle from Navarrete. That was unreal. Now maybe he's going to be involved in the attack. There's space to get into, so might as well get into it. Salhovic is taking his time. Just a little dink looking for Edwards, but it's gone straight to the penalty spot, unfortunately. Despite having manual crosses on, it still, whenever you just put a minimal amount of power on it, crosses it to at least the penalty spot. You can't do like a... maybe there's a button combination that I'm just forgetting and not pressing to get a near post cross. I just wanted to dink that in to the middle of the gap basically between the edge of the box and the penalty spot. I just went it in the middle, like a third of the way across the box, but overplayed it. Maybe I have to have a look at the controls. Maybe there is like a near post cross button combination. Just offside there, Salihowicz, I think. So we'll hit this early and not even get the chance to. Salihowicz away in his stride. Edwards. It's really well done. Layout. Bosch. Equaliser on the night. Advantage back up to 2. It's 4-2 on aggregate now. Rafael Leao thumps it home. That eases the concerns. With the way that Dortmund ended the first half, I'd be lying if I said that the old backside wasn't twitching a little bit. But not as squeaky as it was. Half an hour to play, and Dortmund still need 2 goals. And here's Tommy Edwards short. Patrick Guy. Da Silva. Navarrete. Lofted. Oh, okie worth a go. Corner ball. 20 minutes to go. Alex Fleming gave it his best efforts. Tom Edwards will do the same. Francisco similarly. And the defenders come out on top. Although everybody wants to fall over everyone else. Erdegaard out to Marcus Thuram, who's off the bench here. They end the second half the way they ended the first with 2 goals. Then they will take us to extra time here, Borussia Dortmund. But they are going to need to get that first of the 2 very quickly. And they might need more than 2. Sorry. Not sorry. We're leading by 3-2 on the night and 5-2 by aggregate. Alex Fleming seals the tie. Quarterfinals of the FA Cup assured. Quarterfinals of the Champions League as well. Free kick for Beyfalbe to maybe get another consolation goal. Or, of course, maybe not get another consolation goal. Progression through to the next round of the Champions League. We have had the FA Cup round drawn as well, but I can't remember if we actually checked who we've got in that competition. Ajax are through and Real Madrid eliminated at the round of 16 stage of the Champions League. PSG are through against Manchester United. Barcelona are out as Manchester City progress. And the other 4 ties are split by 1 goal, so they could go any which way in a week's time. We'll find out in due course who has who in the next Champions League round. In the FA Cup, we've been drawn again. Don't know because it's not been drawn yet. I'm sure it's been drawn, hadn't it? Oh, no. Here you go. I was hovering over it with my cursor and actually, because it was the Spurs badge, I couldn't bloody see it. this next game then is the FA Cup against Tottenham. So we will start the episode tomorrow with Spurs in the Cup. Quarter-final of said competition. And we'll find out in due course if we get the quarter-final of the Champions League as well. That will do for today's episode. Thank you very much for watching, guys, as ever. Drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and you won't miss out on any more content. And like I say, do come across and join me on Twitch as well and have a real-time impact on the save. But for now, I'll see you next time.